Well, hello world, this is Maya Sundermeyer, and I would like to welcome you to the latest episode of my blog series, Hello World. And what I mainly talk about in my videos is what it's like to live with an autism spectrum disorder, like what the APA now refers to. It was formerly known as Asperger's syndrome, but the APA pretty much decided to scrunch everything together and call everybody autistic. I mean, at first I thought it bothered me because I was concerned that I'd be labeled as low functioning again, because we don't have all these little categories anymore. We're all autistic. But then I thought about Dr. Temple Grandin, who's high-functioning autistic and has a PhD in animal science, and she's a spokesperson for the autism community, and she travels around the world and around the country talking about all kinds of possibilities, and just take advantage of your situation to the best that you can, and see how far you can go in your life. And I really like that aspect, so I don't mind being autistic, thank you very much. I have an interesting mind as a result. And which brings me to my next subject. One of the things that our media puts out is, do we all live in our own world? And I would like to take a wild little twist on living in my own world. Yes, I can live in my own world, because it feels really, really good, especially when the world around me is going crazy. But I can't live in that world all the time, because if I continue to live in my own world, how can I continue to break through new barriers that I hadn't before if I'm going to continue going around the same mountain while I'm in that world? But at the same time, there is another mystical and magical world that is not in the autism world. It's called DragonCon, and I like DragonCon so much that when I first started working on this project with someone, they suggested that I get a press pass and work on special blocks about it. So, I mean, he asked me if I compare living in the real world. Autism is a world, just like DragonCon is its own world. And no, that you're comparing apples and oranges. No. I say DragonCon, it's its own world, but should not be compared to the autistic world, even though the autistic brain can create some really amazing characters and invent some really cool ideas that no neurotypical could ever do. But no, to me, DragonCon, again, is a big support group. It's a place where I can go and talk with other people that I can relate to. Like, I really like Tolkien, and you don't find a lot of fan clubs around the Atlanta area. Of course now we have meetup.com, and I can find people like that. And of course, I'm also a Pegasister, or the word brony has now become a unisex term. I'm a brownie, and I like going to DragonCon because I can talk about Lord of the Rings, or I can talk about My Little Pony, or if I want to watch the latest anime, I can talk about and find out what anime series I should watch next. Now, as somebody who goes to this support group, there is a high cost to it. People on the autism, a lot of people on the autism spectrum cannot deal with loud noises, and they can't deal with lots and lots of people, or I mean, they'll go into anxiety and panic attacks. And for me, if it's too much noise and too much commotion going on, I'll start yawning, and I'll want to go into my bedroom and go into my hotel room where I'm staying and take a nap, and it's not as overwhelming. But I mean, Dragon Con, I mean, it's a great world, it's a great support group, but what I don't like is when I'm walking around during the day to get from one panelist to another panelist, I have to deal with extremely large crowds, and I mean, and they're jostling. I mean, jostling, and another one that, I mean, and I normally don't mind the lines, but it's just the crowds. Other things that I have to deal with at Dragon Con, I don't know if it's me being on the spectrum or if it's everybody, but I hate going to sleep in a hotel room when people are partying like it's New Year's Eve in that same hotel, and you can hear them making all kinds of noise, yelling and screaming and throwing confetti and blowing air horns everywhere that you go. But again, one of the things I like about Dragon Con is I can stay up late and learn about astronomy and ask all kinds of interesting questions to the people that work at NASA, and and take that knowledge and join clubs at Georgia State University. What I also like about Dragon Con is I get to dress up as my favorite character, and it's like I'm not Maya Sundermeyer. I mean, and that's when it's the best time to go into your own world, is putting on a costume, that you're not. Like last year, I dressed up as Twilight Sparkle, and Twilight Sparkle is a purple pony, purple head alicorn, which is, she looks like a unicorn except she has wings like a Pegasus, so we call her an alicorn. And so I dressed as Twilight Sparkle last year, and instead of playing instead of being so hyper, I had to walk around acting like a nerd, and it's just really fun to be something that you're not during a convention like that. So that's the best time to get into your own world. So until next time, I'm Maya Sundermeyer, and I'm signing off now. Bye-bye.